Have you ever experienced that feeling of solitude and pondered how to maintain happiness in your 70s or 80s? It's a topic that often remains unspoken, yet many older individuals grapple with this feeling on a daily basis. As time progresses, life evolves. People relocate, cherished ones depart from this world, connections may dwindle, and eventually you may awaken to find yourself surrounded by silence, with ample time and space, but perhaps not as much companionship. Here's the reality. Being alone doesn't equate to being unhappy. In fact, numerous individuals discover greater tranquility, resilience, and even joy in their solitude than they ever anticipated. In this conversation, we will delve into 5 significant principles designed to help you embrace genuine happiness while navigating life on your own, especially if you find yourself without close friendships or regular social interactions. These aren't mere tips to pass the time. They represent profound, meaningful changes that can usher in comfort, clarity, and perhaps even a renewed lightness to your existence. Each of these 5 principles is grounded in emotional wisdom, psychological insights, and relatable examples to help you not only understand what actions to take, but also why they are effective. Whether you've recently found yourself alone or have been navigating this path for a while, there's bound to be something here that can transform your perspective on this new chapter of life. And make sure to stay with us until the conclusion, as the final few ideas may not just uplift your outlook, but could also revolutionize your perception of solitude moving forward. So, let's embark on this journey together. Guide 1. Establishing a daily rhythm, one of the most effective methods for cultivating happiness while living independently, is to establish a daily rhythm that infuses your life with structure, comfort, and a sense of purpose. In your younger years, life often dictates your timetable, job responsibilities, children's activities, appointments, and various obligations fill your calendar. However, as you age, especially if you find yourself alone, you may wake up to a day where no one is anticipating anything from you. This open space, while seemingly liberating, can quietly drain your energy if it isn't thoughtfully structured. Creating a routine doesn't imply that your day needs to be excessively busy. Instead, it provides you with a roadmap for what comes next. Consider beginning your mornings with a soothing cup of coffee while sitting quietly by a sunny window. Perhaps you always take a brief stroll after lunch or engage in gentle stretching before dinner. These little rituals serve to create a rhythm, and rhythm fosters peace. Although it may appear straightforward, your mind finds solace in predictable patterns. Just as music requires a beat, life feels steadier when there's a flow to your day, even in solitude. When you are aware of your next steps, feelings of confusion or stagnation diminish. You transition from merely drifting through your days to moving forward with gentle intention. It's crucial to note that not every moment must be filled with productivity. In fact, some of the most nourishing routines incorporate rest. This could be a midday nap or dedicated time to immerse yourself in a captivating book or nurture your plants. The objective isn't to cram your time like patching up gaps. Rather, it's to honor your day as something significant, because it truly is. There's also a profound psychological advantage to crafting your own structure, as it restores a sense of control over your life. When you determine how to spend your time, even in minor ways, you remind yourself, "This is my life. I am still the one steering it." This feeling of ownership boosts both your mood and self-esteem, particularly during a period when external demands may be scarce. Take, for example, Harold, a 76-year-old who begins each day by jotting down 3 items: one task, one treat, and one thought. The task could be as simple as folding laundry, while the treat might involve a walk accompanied by his favorite tunes. As for the thought, it could vary from an inspiring quote to a fleeting feeling. This quiet yet consistent habit prevents his days from merging into a monotonous gray haze. It provides him with a reason to rise each morning and a reason to smile before drifting off to sleep. When living alone, the risk is not merely boredom. It's the danger of feeling as though your days hold no significance. They do matter, and establishing a daily routine, no matter how modest, is one of the most potent means to remind yourself of that. You don't need a crowd to fill your life with meaning. All you need is rhythm and a sprinkle of intention. Guide 2. Cultivating emotional self-reliance, another invaluable skill to nurture as you age, particularly if you find yourself alone, is the ability to become your own emotional anchor. When surrounded by friends or family, daily interactions provide a sense of connection. But in moments of solitude, the quiet can feel overwhelming. Perhaps it's when you return to an empty home, or when you yearn to share a laugh, reminisce about memories, or even voice a complaint, only to find there's no one to listen. It's during these instances that emotional self-reliance becomes not just useful but crucial. Emotional self-reliance doesn't entail pretending you don't need anyone. Rather, it involves learning how to comfort yourself in times of solitude. It is the capacity to sit with your emotions, whether sadness, contentment, gratitude, or uncertainty, and extend to yourself the same compassion you would offer a dear friend. Many older adults weren't taught this skill in their earlier years. Instead, they were conditioned to work hard, push through challenges, and keep moving forward. Yet, this chapter of life beckons for a softer approach, one of listening to oneself and responding with kindness. Begin by paying attention to the way you converse with yourself internally. Are you overly critical when you make a mistake? Do you dwell on regrets or missed opportunities? Emotional self-reliance commences with acknowledging that inner voice and softening it. Instead of harsh judgment, try telling yourself, "I did my best today," or "It's all right to feel this way," or even simply, "I'm here for myself. I've got this." Initially, this might feel foreign, but with time, this practice of self-kindness becomes your emotional foundation. Think back to your younger days when you might have sought reassurance from a friend, spouse, or sibling. As time passes, those individuals may no longer be present, or they may not be accessible. However, you can still embody that supportive voice for yourself. You can recognize your own needs and address them with patience and grace. I know a woman named Carol, who is 81. Each evening, she keeps a small journal where she writes to herself in what she calls her evening check-in. Some nights, her entries span a full page. Other times, it's just a single sentence. "I felt lonely at dinner, but I'm proud that I prepared a warm meal and sat at the table." No one else reads it, but she insists it helps her feel acknowledged. Sometimes, when you're alone, what you crave most is the sensation of being seen, even if that acknowledgement comes from within. Another powerful avenue for fostering emotional self-reliance lies in embracing breath and stillness. When feelings of sadness, fear, or frustration arise, take a moment to breathe deeply and slowly. This simple act signals to your body that all is well and grants your mind the opportunity to respond thoughtfully rather than react impulsively. Over time, these small practices become steadfast tools that can support you through lengthy days, difficult memories, or unexpected waves of grief. Additionally, it's essential to dissolve any shame associated with feelings of loneliness. Experiencing loneliness does not indicate failure. It simply means you are human. Instead of fleeing from that emotion, emotional self-reliance encourages you to sit with it for a while, and then gently guide yourself back toward a state of calm, akin to steady hands on a steering wheel. Here's the beautiful truth. As you learn to meet your own emotional needs, your reliance on unpredictable external sources diminishes. While connection with others remains enjoyable when it arises, your inner peace no longer hinges upon it. That's not loneliness. That's strength and resilience. If you're still with us and finding these insights meaningful, please drop a number 2 in the comments below to let me know you're engaged. And if you haven't subscribed yet, Consider doing so and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future videos. Your support enables us to continue creating valuable content that informs and inspires. Guide 3. Embracing small sensory joys as you navigate life independently, particularly in your elder years. Happiness doesn't always stem from grand escapades or significant milestones. More often, it reveals itself in the quiet, unassuming details. The caress of sunlight warming your hands, the comforting aroma of a dish simmering on the stove, or the gentle melodies of your favorite artist playing softly in the background. These small sensory delights are often overlooked, yet for those who find themselves alone, they can become the very heartbeat of each day. Your senses, the sights, sounds, textures, scents, and flavors serve as powerful conduits to joy. When you're not surrounded by a crowd, you have the unique opportunity to slow down and truly appreciate what's already present in your environment. That cup of tea in your cherished mug becomes more than just a beverage. It transforms into a source of comfort. The blanket you drape over your legs while enjoying a captivating film provides not merely warmth, but a sense of reassurance. By attuning yourself to these small physical experiences, you may find that your mood lifts without you even realizing it. The importance of these details cannot be overstated. Psychologically speaking, engaging your senses helps anchor your mind in the present moment. For many older adults living alone, this present moment can feel like a lifeline. You're not preoccupied with regrets from the past or anxieties about the future. You're simply existing in the here and now, allowing a gentle breeze to brush against your face. That's where tranquility resides, not in haste but in the art of noticing. Consider trying this for yourself. Light a candle before dinner, even if it's just for you. Slip into socks fresh from the dryer and truly relish the softness against your skin. Play a tune from your youth and don't merely listen. Remember, allow yourself to dance a little, hum along, and let the music envelop you. These small acts don't need to be earned. They are ways of affirming to yourself, I am still here. I still matter. Let me share a story about Ralph, an 84-year-old gentleman. Each afternoon, he meticulously peels a single orange and savors it slowly while seated by the window. The scent sparks memories of the home where he grew up, and the taste, sweet with a hint of tartness, transports him back to carefree summer days of his childhood. He doesn't rush through this ritual. Rather, it serves as a daily connection to life, memory, and a serene joy that exists independently of anyone else. There's also a grounding aspect to touch, especially with items that feel soft, textured, or comforting. It's no surprise that many people, either consciously or subconsciously, find themselves stroking the armrest of a chair, enveloping themselves in a cozy robe, or gently cradling their own hands when alone. The human need for physical connection is innate, and you can provide that for yourself. Enjoy warm baths, massage lotion into your hands, or spend quality time petting a dog or cat. All of these experiences speak to a part of you that yearns for care, and let's not overlook the power of taste. When alone, it's all too easy to approach food merely as sustenance, neglecting the joy it can bring. However, preparing a meal you genuinely enjoy, sitting down to savor it, and truly tasting each bite can become an act of self-respect. This isn't about gourmet dishes. It's about recognizing that you deserve pleasure as well. Whether it's a piece of chocolate or a slice of buttered toast, these small indulgences convey a message to your body. You are loved. The unifying thread among all these experiences is a powerful truth. Your life remains rich with sensation, even amid quietude. Engaging with these sensory moments is one of the gentlest yet most effective ways to feel vibrantly alive once more. It's not about being busy or distracted. It's about being present. There's beauty in the way a breeze moves the curtains, joy in a bite of your favorite pie, and peace in the aroma of freshly washed sheets. These experiences, the gentle brush of your fingers against the rim of your teacup, or the crackle of a fire on the television screen, all exist independently of anyone else. They belong to you. By learning to recognize and savor these moments, you cultivate a kind of companionship with life itself. This relationship, between you and your world, can be as fulfilling and nourishing as any conversation shared with another person. These simple pleasures not only fill the void of silence, they transform that silence into something sacred. For those living independently, this shift can make all the difference. Guide 4. Indirect connections with the world around you. Just because close friends may not be within reach, doesn't mean you can't establish a sense of connection with the world or others around you. In reality, some of the most profound forms of connection don't stem from deep discussions or frequent visits. Rather, they arise from simple, quiet exchanges that remind you that you are still part of a larger tapestry of existence. When you find yourself living alone, particularly in later years, it's easy to feel overlooked. You might walk through a store without anyone acknowledging your presence, or sit in a park where no one stops to greet you. But here's something important to remember. Being seen doesn't always necessitate someone knowing your entire story. Sometimes, all it takes is a glance, a nod, or a shared moment of kindness to rekindle that sense of belonging. Start small. When you take a walk, make eye contact with those you pass. Offer a gentle smile or a friendly good morning. You may not initiate a conversation, and you might never see those individuals again, but those little gestures carry weight. They convey the message, I'm still here and so are you. Another meaningful way to stay connected is by contributing something, even if no one witnesses it directly. I spoke with a man named Dennis who is 79. He leaves notes tucked away in library books, short and sweet messages like, "This story made me laugh. I hope it brings a smile to you too." Or, "You're not alone. Keep going." He may never know who reads them, but through this act, he feels a part of a larger network of human hearts exchanging encouragement. Volunteering, even in the smallest of ways, also offers a fulfilling pathway to connection. Some older adults read to children over the phone, while others knit blankets for hospitals or pen cards for those in hospice care. You don't need to be outgoing or extroverted. Simply showing up in whatever capacity you can fosters a relationship with life once more. It's a reminder that you still have something valuable to give. Technology can also provide subtle forms of connection. While jumping into social media might not feel appealing, perhaps there's a forum or comment section where others your age are sharing their stories. Engaging with those narratives, reading, responding, or simply knowing that others share similar experiences, constitutes a form of community in itself. You might even delight in sending birthday cards to neighbors or leaving a positive review for a local bakery. These seemingly small actions create ripples that echo back, allowing you to sense the world acknowledging you in return, not with fanfare, but with warmth. What truly matters here is the direction of your energy. Rather than retreating inward and shutting yourself off, strive to extend outward, gently, quietly, and consistently. By signaling to the world, I may be alone, but I am not disconnected, you invite a response from life itself. Reflect on the last time a stranger performed a kind act for you. Perhaps someone held the door open, assisted you with a heavy bag, or simply offered a pleasant word in passing. Do you remember how that felt? You can play that role for someone else, and in doing so, you enhance your own sense of connection. There's also a unique tranquility that accompanies merely being in shared spaces. You don't need to engage in conversation. Simply sitting in a cafe, wandering through a museum, or spending time in a local garden allows your spirit to reconnect with humanity. You are not merely an observer. You are part of the experience, even if it's quiet and solitary. Here's a gentle truth. The world requires individuals like you, those who notice, those who appreciate the little things, those who smile without seeking anything in return. Your presence, your steadiness, and your quiet strength contribute to the fabric of the world. So even if you are alone at home, your existence resonates outward. Every small act of kindness, attention, or care becomes a thread of connection. You don't have to wait for someone to reach out. You can initiate the wave, one quiet ripple at a time. If you're still engaged with this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're with us. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I encourage you to do so and activate the bell icon so you don't miss any of our upcoming videos. Your support empowers us to keep creating meaningful content for you. Guide 5. Nurturing curiosity and lifelong learning as the noise of social life diminishes, and you find yourself with more quiet time than ever before. One of the most fulfilling ways to maintain happiness is by keeping your mind engaged, not through distractions or mere entertainment, but by igniting curiosity and a thirst for knowledge about the world you continue to inhabit. There exists a common misconception that after reaching a certain age, our brains begin to wind down, leading to the belief that the era of growth and exploration is behind us. However, both neuroscience and personal experience convey a different narrative. As long as you draw breath, your brain retains the capacity to learn new things, forge new connections, and broaden its understanding. In fact, many older adults who report the highest levels of contentment are those who have remained open-minded, even amidst quieter times. Learning doesn't necessitate returning to school or embarking on daunting projects. Rather, it's about inviting novelty into your life. This may involve picking up a book you never considered reading, watching a documentary on a subject outside your usual interests, experimenting with a new recipe that incorporates an unfamiliar ingredient, or even listening to a podcast while performing mundane tasks like folding laundry. Let me introduce you to a gentleman named Frank, who is 82. Last year, he took up painting for the very first time. He had never so much as touched a brush before but felt inspired during a walk when he passed by an art supply store. He purchased a small set of watercolors and simply began. Frank acknowledges that he doesn't create masterpieces, but every time he dips his brush into water, he feels a spark of awakening within him. He's developing a new perspective on